Yo, 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 what's up? My name is Matthew, aka EZBOT, and we're back with another live stream. Today we're going to be focusing on music production, kind of polishing tracks, talking about workflow, kind of just a hangout stream. I'm preparing for a performance that I'm doing in LA at Buchla and Friends, where I'm playing at 9:30. If you're going to the after party for Buchla and Friends, you can catch me there. I'm sorry, 11:30. Did I say 9:30? 11:30. I'm playing at 11:30. So if you are there, come down and check it out. I may play a little bit of what you just heard just now. So right now I'm just going through like a bunch of tunes and deciding what songs that I want to play. I'm playing for 30 minutes and I want to write some music. I'm editing stuff, removing elements that I don't like. And I also have my push 3 over here. Sounds like a Halo OST or something. Playing a choir multi-sample, and I can put a bajillion effects on it and do stuff like that. So if I want to get some atmospheres, I can do that. On the left side, I have my Headrush core with my microphone plugged into it for me to like sample vocals and do, you know, like weird vocoder type stuff. And then I have the perfect combo. The ultimate combo continues to be the perfect combo. Been doing this YouTube channel for 7 years, 8 years, longer? 7 years? 8? Anyway, I've been doing this YouTube channel for a long time. We're working our way towards a decade. And the channel started with the Octatrack, however, and the Deluge and some modular. But the channel started with the Octatrack, Digitakt II, or Digitakt I, and the Digitone. And eventually that was like the trio I would always have on the table, and I still always have on the table. As the units got upgraded, I just was more in love with them further and further. And I have a lot of these videos and streams where I'm like, these are the perfect combo. I just mean it every single time. I think that this is the best setup, in my opinion, in 2026 for live hardware electronic music. Like, to have the most hands-on fun is with these boxes. And so I'll talk a little bit about my workflow here, and if that's interesting to you, then you'll enjoy this stream. And you'll hear some music, all different kinds of genres. I'm not a very genre-specific producer. I kind of explore everything from ambient to ambient drum and bass, from techno to dub techno or warehouse techno, and all the different genres that I didn't know existed of techno. But mostly I like playing around with like minimal techno, dub techno, and drum and bass, and some more like electronica type stuff. This is the kind of stuff we like to do on this channel. And I have different instruments for different genres, but this combo right here, the Digitakt, the Digitone, and the Octatrack are in the best combo for having fun at a live show. Straight up, that's just how I feel about it. I also perform a lot with the M8 tracker. I'm starting to introduce a bit of the Toneverk in, and the M8 tracker is actually about half of my sets. So when I play live shows, I play with the M8 tracker and the Octatrack as a combo. And my other grouping is the Digitakt Digitone and the Octatrack as a combo. And I actually use this special template for my Octatrack. I have all these different Octatrack templates that I make, as many people know on this channel. But I have this special version of this template that you can pick up on my Patreon, because it's mine. It's my personal template that I use for shows. So it's a little different than the one that I generally make for just everybody. So it's just on the Patreon. For those who are on the Patreon, you can pick it up. It's called Performance Mixer Combo, and it's a combination of Performance Mixer 3.0, which is this dual bus workflow, drums one side, melody one side, and then the effects affect different side differently, and it has a live looper on it too, so I can do these transitions. And I want to show you that too. I want to show you these transitions and how you can do transitions on here, because it's really fun. And it makes you stand out as a live performer, especially when you're a live act. Like, it's really easy to do transitions as a DJ with CDJs and all the software that comes with that. It does it, kind of handholds it for you. On the Octatrack, it takes a bit of skill, a little, and I'm not that there's no skill involved there. I just mean it takes Octatrack skill and understanding that you don't have, I don't know, some of the help of the software, of current gen software. So you're kind of stuck in this older workflow. I'm going to show you how you can get around the older workflow and actually achieve a lot of what CDJ type performers do, or Ableton users, stuff like that you can do with your Electron gear, which is really fun. And then the other side of this thing I do with the Octatrack is I have the Hyper Effects template on the other half of my Octatrack, which is what I use when I play with the M8 tracker. So I'm going through and picking out tunes, as I said, and this is kind of like what I'm doing here. So you're hanging out on the stream. This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be listening to a lot of music that's like mostly finished, making adjustments, removing elements, trying different ideas, seeing if I like other things better, maybe writing some new stuff, but mostly it'll just be like a new part of an existing song, as opposed to starting completely from scratch, which is what we usually do on this channel. That's not where I'm at right now. I need to get some work done, not start something new. And there's conversations to be had about that. When do you get work done versus start a new project? I have this firm belief that you should just make one project and try and write as much music in that one project as possible. That way you can do things like this, where you go, I want to work on this song. And then you go, okay, now I want to work on dub techno. Okay, great. So instead of me having to go to this new project called dub techno, I don't do that. I just go to a new pattern where I've been working on some dub techno. We have like 1,000 sample slots, 400 megabytes of RAM, 20 gig SSD on here, a bajillion. We don't even worry about RAM or anything on the Digitone. And then the Octatrack has all these different effects that I can use. So there's no reason for me to leave projects. Something that's also really useful about keeping all your songs in the same project is gain staging. So right now you can hear like this techno track is significantly, this is the second pattern of it. It's significantly louder than my dub techno track. They're not too far off, but it's definitely way more energy. It's too much energy. So I don't think I can bring up too much volume on my dub techno track. I'd have to go through, let's take a look at the mixer. Looks like there's a little bit of room for me to do it on these tracks, but I think even easier would be for me to bring this track's volume down to match the other one, because I think the dub techno one is a little bit more on par with the other tracks. So for me to do something like that, a really easy way is just to go into your mod section. You go function mod on your mixer section. You can jump over here and you can just adjust the overall track volume. You can hear it's doing it to my Digitakt specifically. So I can bring it down. Let's see, and then we'll do it over here too. All right, let's see how it sounds. Yeah, now they feel a little bit more... It's supposed to have more energy because it's a higher energy song, but now they feel closer together in terms of their gain. I gotta do this to this track because this is part 2 of that song. What did I do for that? 95? We have a drum in here already. Let's mute this one, and we'll throw down some kicks. We want it to be like... Sounds like this needs to be a different kick. This is the kind of stuff I'm doing today. Like, I'm going in and we're gonna make these songs last longer. Last longer, be stronger. Rugiet for Digitakt. Well, that's a good one. Whoa. That might be too punchy. Let me try this. Wait, no, we are in... to go up now. That one was so punchy. Do we have this going through the sidechain bus? Yes, we do. Oh, wait, I think we have this set up. Yeah, it's using the sidechain for track 1. So here's some stuff that I need to do to adjust this. I need to go in and move how my sidechain is set up, because when I wrote a lot of this particular music, and even when I was like copying and pasting and moving patterns around, I was using a different way of doing sidechain bus for sidechain ducking, that is. And I use the compressor strictly for sidechain ducking. I don't use the compressor for compression, like your typical compression. I just use it to duck on both the Digitakt and the Digitone. I set up track 16, I remove it from the audio output, I put a 4 on the floor or whatever I need. I can just copy and paste the pattern from my kick over here. If it's a different kick pattern, I copy and paste it on a track 16. I use track 16 as my sidechain source. You can either put a click and just have the click trigger the compressor and play with the attack and release, or you could actually use a kick itself from your existing track and have an identical, use the envelope follower in that way to duck. And that's a useful way of doing sidechain ducking. And that's what I like to do. And so that's what this track needs to do. And you can hear that the sidechain is really strong. It's definitely very effective, but we have no sidechain when I do this. And I wasn't understanding why it was such a huge difference in dynamics, but it's because of the sidechain. So sidechain is attached to 1. We want it attached to 16. So I'm going to go to 1. I'm just going to copy this track, paste the sound, go back to 1, copy the actual sequence, go back to 16 and paste it here. I already have the audio removed from there, so I just need to keep this, as you can hear it, you hear nothing. So I just need to keep this unmuted and change my target here to 16, and it should be fine. So now I should have sidechain no matter what kick I'm on. This is supposed to be using a kick. Get out of here. There's the sidechain we want, or a sidechain that we want. What are we doing on 2? Anything? We have a rumble on 2. I don't really hear it. Oh, it's there. Never mind. Turn it up. Cool. So this pattern I'm like not 100% sure I'm gonna use. I really like the dynamic of playing with these two, where you have this like main melody and like even just removing all of this stuff from it. Like as a way to open a track. I think it needs like a vocal sample of some sort. Yeah, so this is what I'm doing today. Let me check in with the chat and say hello, since this is definitely a more chatty day. And talk a bit about why I absolutely adore these three boxes, but particularly falling deeper and deeper and deeper, as I say this pretty often, in love with the Digitone II, because it just has every quality of life feature that I would want from a polysynth. Other than like, I would like it to have a more expansive chord like workflow to like help guide with chords, or like more expansive theory technology built into the unit, or like strum component or something like that. But for the most part, I can't really think of too much that it doesn't already have. It's got just so many fantastic features. It's a great sounding polysynth. It'd be really cool if it was a digital, like a wavetable. If they made a wavetable version of this with like analog filters, that'd be out of control. Of course, it would have to be pretty big, I think, to get the 16 analog filters in there. And stereo, mind you. But I really like the unit a lot. And Digitakt is just so fun. And chopping on the Digitakt, I'm starting to get faster at, because it is a little bit different than chopping on the Octatrack, where I found chopping on the Octatrack to just be the most, I don't know, everything feels very natural when you're chopping on the Octatrack. It's just so, it's so simple. It's so easy. Every other device I use has some strange caveat that just feels slightly unnatural. The Octatrack is the most natural box for chopping. I swear to God, just where the buttons are, how it works, how the controls work, everything about it, just so easy for chopping samples up. Digitakt's pretty close, but they moved around where some of the encoders are. So for me, it's just like this on the Digitakt, I think when you're chopping a sample, this should just be zoom controls, and this should be moving around the start and stop just like it is on the Octatrack. It should be like, you know, mirror the Octatrack with these three, and then use these two as these other controls that are there in chop. This is just a rant that I'm going off on, but a rant that has value. Sponsor me, LaCroix. I'm still after your sponsorship. Just send me the free bubbly. So yeah, I'm gonna revisit this. I'm a little fatigued on it already, so I am going to jump over to this dub techno track, work a little bit more on this. What I like to do for my workflow with these boxes is I like to have like an alternate for every pattern that I do. I'll show you what I mean. So like I'm starting to work on alternates here. So we have an alternate here that when 2 plays, 10 doesn't play, and when 10 plays, 2 doesn't play. When 1 plays, 9 doesn't play. When 9 plays, 1 doesn't play. So it's 2 different kicks, little mildly different kick pattern. And that's the stuff that I'm working on. It's just like adding more little loops to stuff. This is pattern 2 of the dub techno track. Mind you, I wouldn't jump right into it like this. I would probably like work my way down. Let's just go ahead and save this because I feel like I did some stuff that I like so far. I'd work my way down. Maybe something like this. And then on the next pattern, we wouldn't have all these elements already in here. We'd maybe be down to like this. Let's see. When you drop it down to just the kick and the bass, it sounds like kind of the classic techno. So maybe we'd drop down like that. So we'd go from this. And what we could do to transition over to this, because it's the same BPM, it's the same key, it's the same song, is we could do a live resample. So I could hit yes on my Octatrack, and it's gonna queue up a live recording at the next 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, bam. Recording starts on track 4. Here it goes. I can transition over to the recording on scene 16. I think my retrig's set to 11. Get out of here. There we go. That happens to me every once in a while. I get that retrig set up like that. And now we just go to the next pattern on my Digitakt, which will transition the pattern for the Digitakt and the Digitone. My Octatrack receives no pattern change. It just receives tempo and transport start, and I literally sit on the same pattern. So for me, patterns are different kinds of performance templates. They don't have anything to do with any songwriting. Here we go, crossfade over to the other part of the track. It's pretty smooth. That's not bad either. That was a nice little transition right there. That's what's so cool about using the Octatrack as a performance template, performance mixer. And then what you want to do, you can go into perform kit mode and like just go, you know, ham on these and like play with these synths. We can go up higher on that delay and really get it to echo out. We could sidechain this bass note. You know what, I did put it in perform mode and I actually like what I did, which is unfortunate. So let's do it not in perform mode. Let's see what it's like to sidechain this bass line. Oh, it's already being sidechained. So here's it not sidechained. Whoops. Definitely sounds better sidechained. It's really kind of a loud. It's a comb filter bass line, so I'm just pinging the comb filter with the drum synth. That's why it actually sounds like a, kind of sounds like an acoustic bass. So we need to make an alternative bass line. So I'm gonna go here, paste it, and go here, get the sound, paste it, and kind of make something that's a little bit different. We also need to send that track to the sidechain bus too. Let's see, what do we want to do? Maybe we do more triggers. Let's see what that sounds like. Just shrink this all the way down. Get a nice little rhythm. Hey. That's supposed to snap. See if we make these triggers just this little shorter. I want to darken it a little bit. Something to keep in mind that you can do as well to like help you with some bass lines is using your retrig, and then you can add some polyrhythm to your sequences. So for instance, I'll do a temporary save. Let's move these out of here. Say like I want to make this bass line triplet bass line as opposed to these on the grid 16th notes. You can go into your retrig, turn retrig on. You need to match the length. So if I wanted it to be, let's just do 16 for now. So we'll just do the whole bar, and we'll use a triplet resolution like 1/12. It's being sidechained, so it's going to have that 4 on the floor rhythm either way. You got to match your length with your retrig length, otherwise it won't work. Now we got a triplet bass line. You can do this with the arpeggio. There's probably a better use for it because in the arpeggio, we can change the notes across the line. So let's do that. But this is kind of, it's just a nice idea because you can do this. This is kind of like a hack for not using the arpeggio because the arpeggio doesn't let you edit on a per note basis. What you can do in this situation is have it be like not 16. So like we could do like half of this, and then on the second half we can have it do a different rate, like drop it down to 1/8, and then have that go at a different length as well. So we can move this too. Let's try and slow it down even. That's kind of interesting. That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. Nice. This is actually an improvement. Do I want to move this though? Maybe we have this change something. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So here's another transition from here. That's even better. Save that. My bass line is definitely a groove now. I like how this one sounds better, so I'm gonna switch that up too. Do I need to shrink this down even further? Maybe I do. This is a lot more dub techno sounding. Seven. Still has the right vibe. I do think I need like a granular like vocal sample or something to like just like have in the background every once in a while, say something. I don't have that yet. That is definitely the goal. So I really do want to play this track. I feel like this is like a good like opener track at a show. I think a dub techno track is a good opener because it's just like kind of chill. My music gets like really energetic. Like once I switch over to my M8 stuff, and I kind of want to play this track too, which is just so much louder. This actually goes like, I'll show you. Shit. Yeah. These are supposed to all be blank or C. Okay. We just go like this. I got FE already taken care of though. FE is for my 8-bar silence. So this is just a single bar. But I feel you, wonky robot. I see you. GG, I see you. I really do. Like, I just love this track. There's not that many elements going on either. Little help from the Octatrack there. So when I was saying high energy, that's not what I meant. I just got carried away. I do want to play this one too. I can't play everything that I want to play. I have to choose which ones I want to play. But I do intend on playing some pretty high energy shite, like this one. For instance, oh, I just went past over it. So come here. You know, some synthwave. This is much closer to how the show will be mostly. I've been going in and doing little edits to these tracks too, just polishing them up here and there, adding little extra licks and stuff. What I love about the M8 is like the songwriting structure for this thing like allows you to do these kind of build-ups like this. It's not easy to do a build-up like this on Electron. Yeah, GG, I'd love to chat with you. I love doing song structure stuff on the M8. I think it's a blast. You just write like a few good lines, and then you start connecting them and like just like removing little pieces here or there. Wait a second, I actually gotta fix something. It's supposed to be. Yeah. Clone chain. Thank you. And then yeah. And this should be 0A. And this should be yeah. Go ahead and save that. And that should also be 0A there. Cool. Go save that again. Bit of a longer track. Also gonna be playing. Maybe I'd open with that runner song. What's wrong with playing a short song? How long is this? How long was this song? Pretty short. Pretty short. I could actually continue working on that. I need to work on these songs. That's what I need to do here. That is the point of today for me. I'm just spending a couple hours just finishing up tracks so that they're ready. The workflow that I do on here, similarly to like how I approach like the Electron boxes, is I'll write like a, you know, I'll flesh out a line like this where I've got all the elements put in, most of the elements put in, and then I'll kind of reverse engineer the, like whether it feels like a climax or if it feels like a chorus, or if it feels like kind of a climactic moment, or if it feels like a verse type moment, a groove moment where it's like the energy isn't at its full potential yet. I'll work my way either forward or backwards from this initial creative spark that I had as I started working on the track. And that's kind of what I do. I'll just take this and I'll move it down in the timeline, make a little island, and then I'll work backwards and forwards from that island. So like you can kind of see 2, 6, 7, 3, 4 is this right here, 2, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 1. So that's this, and I worked backwards and forwards from that moment. And that's how I approach making music on the M8. And it's actually similarly to how I approach performing. Oops, let's push 3 and make a noise. Similar to how I perform on the Electron boxes, entirely because what I'll do here is I'll write like I'll flesh out a pattern that I like. Like this is another one I'm working on. I'll flesh out a pattern I like. This unfinished music once again. And then I'll start like working backwards from this. And by working backwards, it's just muting and unmuting. So it's like instead of on the M8 where you like literally bake in your thought process into the timeline, on Electron, you perform that process. So you just write a really, like I write the two elements, one here, one here, and one here, and one here, and then swap in between them as I'm performing. And that's my preferred method. But regardless, it's still like writing one thing and then working backwards by muting, and then starting it with it muted and building up to those moments. That'd be the same as those islands starting to grow on top of each other to get to this maximum potential zone, which might be the center of the song. And then next pattern, I'd be kind of like, would be that bridge out and building back up to the next zone. And that would be the whole song, would be like maybe 2 patterns. Sometimes it's just one pattern. Like this techno track is a lot more fleshed out. It's like melodic techno, and it has a ton of different elements I can bring in, and I can just jam and improv on both of these patterns forever. I just go. And it's a similar workflow to what I'm doing on the Mate, except for I'm hands-on with it. So it's a lot more fun to do like techno production on these boxes than it is on the MA Tracker, in my opinion. Just because I want to perform techno. But when it comes to these like more, not even this track, because that's more closer to techno, but some of the other stuff I was showing you, the higher energy stuff, the more electro, synth wavy, drum and bass type stuff, I like doing that on the M8 itself because it's more about how you write the song as opposed to how you perform the song when it comes to like techno genres. And I think that's a really interesting distinction to make. I mean, because I talk to people about this all the time on one-on-ones, these private sessions that I do, which you can book on Patreon or EZBOT.live if you're interested in chatting with me. And talk about like how to approach songwriting, or what's the difference between using a push 3 and getting a Digitakt or an M8 tracker versus getting a Digitone, or playing on the Toneverk versus your modular, and should I use a performance mixer with an Octatrack, or should I play with the Octatrack, or should I use an Octatrack instead of a Digitakt? There's all these crazy conversations that I'm having with people constantly, trying to help people figure out their workflow. Meanwhile, myself, that was a crazy sound. Oh, that's, God, I thought that came from the modular. Meanwhile, it's often myself looking for these answers on how should a production be, how should a workflow be. And I change my workflow dependent on what machine that I'm using, for the most part. Somebody asked in here, will there be more Toneverk content? And the answer is yes, there'll be tons. Tons and tons of Toneverk content. I need to get through this month on a personal level. Let me say what's up and see what people are chatting about. On a personal level, I need to get through this month. I was sick for like, I'm still kind of sick. I'm still getting over it, but I was sick for like 3 weeks, and 2 of them incredibly sick. Still teaching, still doing what I do for work, which is like private lessons and maintaining and running my Discord and Patreon and YouTube channel and social media and making videos for companies and stuff. Still doing that, but not to my full capacity, but just also feeling like total garbage the whole time. It's just awful. And so I got really behind because I canceled a lot of stuff and I pushed a lot of things back that I wanted to work on. So this month has been totally cooked. And once I get through the things that I have to do, my goal is to go nuts on Push 3, Toneverk, and the Roland TR-1000. Those are, I have them in my studio. I play with them every now and then. I want to play with them a lot more. I want to play with the Push 3 a lot more. I want to get really good at the Push 3. That's a goal of mine. I'm already feel like I'm good at the Toneverk. Toneverk's just another Electron box, but I want to play with it a lot more because I have some ideas and like some like standalone. I still feel like the Toneverk is a really good like standalone box, like to play with it without the other boxes. It's just kind of like because of the way they built it by putting the subtracks in, it kind of pushes you to play with it alone because it does drums and melody, despite it only having 8 tracks compared to Digitakt Digitone having 16 and Syntakt having 12. Yeah, anyway, so there's that. I'm a little less inspired to play with my modular. I feel like I played with the modular enough last month and I'm kind of just like, I'm a little over it at the moment. And, but I want to play with my TR-1000 because I just haven't. I haven't been playing with it. You can't see it right here, but it's off to the side of me, plugged in, ready to go. That thing is a beast, and I would love to get really good at that box as well. And I can't say that I am really good at it yet. Let me jump in with the chat here. Tonesmith, what's up? Shoops, what's going on? Quasar, how are you? Zonk, spot an Octatrack. Hell yeah, congrats. The Curry, future Noidside drop will be your Octatrack. Totally. Absolutely. Just talking to my buddy about that just a moment ago. Pedro, what's up? Welcome. Um, Captain Stems. How do I goose it? I don't know. How do you? El Danny, what's going on? Push 3 and I missed the stream? No, we're not doing like a push 3 stream. I just have the push 3 over here to be like a synthesizer just hanging out with me while I, you know, just, I want some atmospheres. And I had this goal where I was like, I'm going to just throw like some cool multi-sample and I'm just going to throw a granulizer or some granulator or something on top of it. But I don't actually have it installed on my push 3 when I started the stream. And I thought I did, but I reset my push 3, I guess. And so I don't have any of the stuff that I had installed, all the max patches that I had on it. So I have the grain delay, but that's just not this. The grain delay is cool, but it's like, it's grain delay. It's not a granular synth. And the Toneverk is not plugged in. It's off the table right now. So it's just, I just really wanted to get some big pads. I can still do that on here. There's a lot of patches on here for me to do that and sample them into my Digitakt. Digitone does it too, but it's not the same. Digitone has its own flavor. There's stuff inside the push 3 you just can't get anywhere else. Or you can't get from an Electron box, or you could from Toneverk, but just not from the Digitone. So we'll futz with it. We'll futz with it, but not quite yet. TI80 Mark, what's going on? How are you? Zonk, you become an Electron fanboy? Welcome to the family. Clarity, clarity, clarity. What's the main function of the Octa in this project? It is a performance mixer, as per usual for me. I mean, to me, I don't even think this is a hot take because the Octatrack is so old and people use it for so many different things. And I've been doing this with Octatrack for so long. But to me, there is no better potential for the Octatrack. Like, yeah, it makes cool stuff. You can do music production on it. And like I said earlier, it's the best unit for chopping up drum breaks and stuff like that and chopping up samples. Because it really is just so fluid and easy and it does live resampling. Man, it's super sick. It's just super sick. We love the Octatrack. But the truth is, when I've the performance template stuff that I do on here cannot be done on any other Electron box. It can be done on a push 3 because I am building it on push 3 currently. But it can't be done anywhere else really. And it's so easy to use. It's such a piece of cake. Like it makes the Octatrack just like, you don't need to know how to use the Octatrack to use a performance template that I've made. You don't need to know anything really. You just need to know how to plug your audio in and your MIDI in, and that's it. And then you just play with scenes and figure out what scenes you like and just move the crossfader. It's so simple and it just works and it's synced to your audio. It's just such a piece of cake. But the truth is it uses more track types, more effects, like literally more effects, as in I use a lot of effects as you could in a project, more workflow techniques. It uses live resampling. It uses synced modulation, unsynced modulation, sidechain tricks, different sequencer types that are on here because there's 4 different sequencer types on the Octatrack. I mean, it just uses the Octatrack's potential. It maxes it. I basically max out the CPU on the performance templates. So I'm like really, in my opinion, using the Octatrack to its maximum potential. That's why I use it as a performance mixer, because you really can't max out the CPU any other way than kind of what I'm doing here. Not that you want to max out the CPU. That's not like some sort of flex, but I'm just like, the point is that I'm just taking advantage of everything I possibly can in the box. That's what I'm getting at. So I think that's the best use for it because I'm taking advantage of it. Samurai, what's up, dude? Welcome. Rhythm Academy. Greetings from UK. What's up, UK? Hope you guys are doing all right. You know? Considering that my country is out to destroy every other country, apparently. I started to use DT and DN, but scared to touch the Octatrack. Ah, don't be scared. Come on in, the water's warm. Love those kick breaks. Thanks, man. Tape Pusher, how are you? GP 2026, I'm thinking about buying a Push 3 and wanted to know what you think about it. Love to hear your opinion. I think the Push 3 is fire. Absolute fire. Look at that thing. This thing is a beast. It's an absolute beast. And check out just like the graphically speaking, what you can do. Let me add like an effect that shows you some cool stuff. It's just so pretty. I think the new Roar has a really nice graphical interface. Ah, so cool. So if I go back to Wait, did I replace that track? That's not what I did I? No, I did not. Oh, wait a second. Take me back. I put it on an audio track? I think I might have replaced my thing. I wanted to put it here. Also, look at that wavetable. Look how cool that looks. This is a patch I made on the wavetable. But if I was to add an effect to it, let's add a device. That's because I think I added a track. Let's add roar to it because stuff just looks really cool. Let's move forward. One more down. No, is this not the one that had the really cool? You can hear it going over those lines. It's just so cool. I'm gonna get rid of roar because I don't think that did exactly what I wanted it to do. Back into audio effects. There's some other ones that have some really cool effects. I think maybe is it auto shift that looks cool too? Yeah, auto shift is really cool looking. I mean, it sounds amazing. And I mean, I could never part with it, to be honest. It's just too cool. It's just too cool, and it's my own fault that I haven't spent the time to become an absolute diabolical Ninja Gaiden style music producer on it. I did that. I futzed that up. Donald Duck, what's up? You love Tonefork, just add an iPad and you got everything, baby. Got everything, baby. You said it. I got a Digitakt and I find it very expensive for what it offers. Way cheaper alternatives. Hey, get out of here with that. No, I'm kidding. That's a fair assessment, I guess. I don't know about cheaper alternatives that are as good as the Digitakt. I don't agree with you, but I understand you can make that assessment. You could say an iPad from 2016 is a cheaper alternative to the Digitakt that offers you more. So that's an argument that just about anybody can make, but I would say the Digitakt II, for what it can do and the workflow and how good it sounds and how much fun you have, it's about the UI, it's about the experience. That's why we get into hardware, in my opinion. That's what makes things dope. Circo, what's up, man? Welcome. Techno legend Circo is here. Also a moderator. Thank you for moderating. The Octa is not being used to sync them. The Octa is synced to the Digitakt, and the Digitone is also synced to the Digitakt. Does it even make sense to invest into OT time-wise with all the devices currently around? Absolutely. People are buying Octatracks daily still and getting good at and making dope music with them. Again, I think the best way to use it is the way that I'm using it. That's how I feel about the Octa. So there's still nothing to compete with it. So it's still a really good option. I feel really unoriginal using the template, but it's so good. I wish I had made it myself. Well, the effects are just effects. Your music is the original part. Music, like performance gear that you buy, effects that you buy in general, all of them aren't made by you. You know what I mean? They're always made by somebody. So I don't think it's the effects that is the originality anyway. So there's plenty of effects in here that are just basic. If you really just want to have your own sound but have a performance effect, use a high pass filter, and that's it. Or a high pass filter with reverb, or a high pass filter with delay. That's all you need to perform. Just a high pass filter, and you don't even have to have the reverb or delay on it. It's just really nice. But yeah. So I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I know. I wish you had made it. I understand that feeling. The time suck that it would require for you to make one from scratch and having to learn the Octatrack and all that stuff is. You don't want to be me in that situation. That took me forever. Excited to see you in LA too. That'll be fun. It'll be good to catch up, my dude. It's the sound, it's the feel, it's the click that makes me go Electron. You should do an ad for them. They could use some ads. All right, here's I'm working on this tune. I really like it. This tune is really built on this idea. I'll give you an example of how it was made. Let me see if I can find a blank pattern. Okay. So basically what's going on here is, like, say we just have a 16th note line. Let's go ahead and let's go FM tone. Good Lord. We'll just use the AHD. Filter, die in a plane crash. Okay. Let's bring these down a little bit. Get a different algo. What's happening on this side? Two pretty good sides of the X and Y coordinate on the Digitone. Now what you do is you go function yes, you save it to a temporary area because you're going to do this over and over again. Go into live record mode and tweak. I forgot the Y side, it's just the output of B. Actually, don't ever want to go to the Y side. Let's get rid of anything that goes Y. Bonk. Too much Y, gotta go. I forgot, like, this is one of my favorite algorithms because it's all about the X out. So it's like, it's so easy to program because you can just mess with, you don't have to tweak the X and Y, basically. I guess that's what I mean to say. There we go. Okay, another temporary save. Play with this filter. God, that's pretty cool. Hold on. Put a kick drum on here. Kick clean, easy. That seems like a good one to use. I love like just this kind of workflow on the Digitone. I mean, whether or not you're doing 4 on the floor or not, I didn't realize I was at 100 BPM. This will really speed this up. We can go into like into crazy mode. Let's see, like go like. Oh, we might have to go back to that. Oh my god, god damn it. Oh wait, no, let's go. here. Copy this, paste it here. Go back over here. Get like a something subby. Something like that, maybe? All right. What the hell? This is actually turning out pretty cool. What the hell? I think we need more than one bar. filtrates in. I blew it. Pretty sick. This is all Octatrack effects. You can just like kind of get a remixed version of your track with it. Oh, right. All right, now we need an alternate version of these two patterns, because this is cool. I like this. And I think it pairs well with... What if this one was going at that same speed? What if this was at 164? This is not going to work, but I'm curious. It does kind of work. That's kind of cool. What is the actual tempo? 135. Okay. Whoops. Wow. I definitely like it better at 164. Too fun. Okay, I want to make an alternative of this. So easy to do. Copy, paste, copy the track sound, paste the track sound, copy the track sound, paste the track sound. Now we have identical duplicates. Let's flip with them. Whoa, track level super high. Copy this LFO, paste this LFO. This is a really loud track. Maybe we need to turn it down. But I want to have it do something else. Yes, this is a total banger. Oh no, wrong effect. We gotta go like this. Wait, can I do it? Can we do this? Oh my god. Save this shit. That's cool. Let's get that shit in here. Just that sound. We got to route it. I thought the push 3 was being routed into my Digitakt. Oh, it is. Okay. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Threshold recording. Let's record it. Arm. Let's do it twice. Fuck. Stupid length. Sick. Gangster. Yes. Oh wait, go back. No, yeah, that is what I want. Push, yeah. Back over to here because we're gonna program this now into this track. I'm using Performance Mixer 3.0.6. This is a Performance Mixer 3. This is the one that I'm using right now. I'm not using one of my special templates from Patreon. You can get this one on coffee.com. If you're interested in doing this and putting this on your Octatrack, coffee.com or Patreon for either one of these. We want push 3. Or choir. That's better. Who cares if it's on the push 3 or not? Choir. Let's put it on track 12. Okay. I guess I should have put it on track 4. Is it right here? Is it right here that I want it to happen? Maybe it's not there. Is it here? Get that sustain going, brother. Might be here. One more time around. Wow, this is turned out really fun. Maybe I'll play this in LA instead. Where do we have it on 12? Copy this, paste it here, copy this sound and paste it here, and then let's make a variation of it for this top one. Okay. Let's see what happens when we do something like this. Doesn't work? It's kind of stupid. Get this retrig out of here. It was a dumb idea. Damn it. That's kind of cool. Let's try that out. even is happening on this track? Oh yeah, shakers. They don't need any release. They do need length. Maybe we should put like a drum break on 16? I got carried away with writing music today. I didn't think this was gonna happen. Cool, let's save this. Nice. That ended up being a really fun process. I just wanted to show off how I made this kind of the sound design behind this idea. Just a bunch of 16th notes with parameter locking different oscillator resolutions, I guess would be the way to put it. And then this one, we did kind of that, what do they call that? I forgot the genre that we're at. What is this genre called? I'm totally spacing on it. There is something in the fog. Shorter swipe, but longer release. Gives it a bit of extra OM? Yeah. More velocity at their end as well. Love your videos so much, man. Love from France. Thank you, Anthony. Hidden Material. What's up? How you doing? Snare begs for a bit of reverb. Or maybe less reverb? You mean the when we switch to this? What's cool about this like workflow is like you can do this great mix and match type stuff. So like we've developed a couple of things. We have these two alternates here, but you can actually switch them out. Like we could go like this. And this. They sound completely different than what we designed here. So you can do stuff like where like you time this up. It's like lets you improv these rhythms like this. I love that. Pretty cool. Thank you, Push 3. We're looking for Master Chief. Did anybody watch the Halo TV show? It's very... Which VST is this? It looks real. Well said, The Tasteful Thickness. And what a great name, The Tasteful Thickness. Absolutely amazing. Banging heck yeah. Yeah, the Octatrack's really pulling its weight today. Like, it's so much fun to have the performance effects. Like, especially when you have this workflow of, like, going back and forth between styles. See if this is... These tracks this needs to be brought down because the dub track is definitely quieter, and we're comparing to the dub track because I definitely want to play the dub track. So this is at 105. This is at 90. So let's bring them down both 5. So let's go to 85 and 100. Maybe we need to go down 10. So let's go to 80. And 95. That seems righteous to me. Yeah, I'd say they're about the same. Let's go ahead and save that. We need, like, we have the shaker doing shaker stuff, and it's going on the last... It's got a bunch of delay on it? Is that what's going on? I kind of liked it with the delay, honestly. I don't know. Going to perform kit mode. Super fun. I'm definitely going to flesh this one out. I want to play that. Now, that one's so much more fun than this one. Even though I really like the sound design, they're so similar. Definitely still play that, but I'm glad we wrote something. God, that is cool. Love that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of like Deadmau5. Who's this funny guy coming in the chat with the funny stuff? I just add Valhalla reverb to my favorite songs and call myself a shoegaze artist. That works. That works. Non-Horizon, thanks, man. Brings back old school vibes. That's kind of what I was hoping it would go for. We need another, a variation on our kick drum. We copy it, paste it, and copy the sound. Actually, copy the sound and paste the sound. Grab a new sample. right, let's do a transition. Cool. Super high energy stuff. Definitely need some more work, but I'm definitely having fun with it. Definitely. That's the word of the day. All right, cool. We've been streaming for 2 hours, and that would be the cutoff for me. My name's Matthew, aka EZBOT. If you'd like to support these streams, support this channel, the tutorials that I make, the templates I make for the Octatrack, or samples, or apps that like you can find Chord Tree, which is my music theory chord app. You can find it at modbang.com, which is free. Really fun to program your synthesizers with. You can visit patreon.com/EZBOT and sign up for the Patreon, and that will directly support this channel. Alternatively, you could just subscribe to the channel and continue to watch videos, continue to hang out here and chat with me. What else do we got coming up? Yeah, if you're going to be at Buchla and Friends in a week and a half-ish, yeah, a week and a half. I'll be there at the after party playing at 11:30. So if you want to come and possibly hear the track that we made today on live here on stream, you can come to Buchla and Friends at 11:30 for the after party show. Also, I'll just be at Buchla and Friends walking around, checking out gear. If you want to say what's up, come say what's up to me. I'll have this hat on. It makes it easy for you to find me. Other than that, thank you everybody for hanging out. Appreciate you. Be sure to join the Discord. The Discord is free. There'll be a link to that in the comments section down below. If you want to support this channel, alternatively, you can also purchase your gear through the affiliate links that I have in the channel. It goes a long way here, and it costs no extra. It's no extra cost to you, is what I mean to say. Something that's really cool that I worked very hard on, and is now released, and you can find them at Perfect Circuit soon. They just placed their order, but you can also buy them at modbang.com, is my Luma Noir MIDI cables. There's actually 5 different color combos. This is the white-red color combo. One side white, one side red, and you can use your red side for your outs and your white side for your ins, or whatever, however you want to organize it. Lights up to let you know that the MIDI cable is functioning and plugged in. Uses passive power. I designed this myself. There's a total of 7 different types of these LED MIDI cables that I make. I sell them right from my home here. Thousands and thousands of them in my garage. You can visit modbang.com to pick those up. And if you're on the Patreon, there is a 15% off permanent, coupon for you as long as you're on the Patreon. So you can check that on the Patreon. Otherwise, there is a discount going right now. It's a 10% off for the New Year's sale. So if you want to check that stuff out, it really helps me out. This is what I do. I spend all my time doing this. And if you want to get private lessons, EZBOT.live and also Patreon. So thank you everybody for hanging out for these 2 hours, and hope you enjoyed the discussion and some of the music you heard, and just watching some of the workflow on the Electron boxes as well as on the M8, and a little bit of sound source stuff from the Push 3, which is essentially just Ableton in a little box. Yeah. Love you all. You're the best, and I'll see you next time. sidechain that.